Good morning. It is still morning, right? Well, I'm hoping so. Because if it's not, then I relaxed far too long today. I'm going to get set up so I can share this video and then we can get started. Yes, it is bright and sunshiny outside. Yay, yay, yay. Where do I want to share this? Let's share it on my timeline. Yes. Let a few people come on. Okay, we got that going. And let's go to my VIP group. If you're not in my VIP group, you want to get there. You'll want to get there. Give me a quick shout and we can get there. Okay, so I think we got it ready to go. Yes. So, it is Saturday morning. We got the curls going on here. Really bad. I tried to go all natural curl and then I changed my mind. So now it's a little funky looking. But we'll see what happens. Anyway. Okay, so Saturday morning, I wanted to jump on here and show you a really quick look with a couple colors, a couple of eyeshadow colors that might be a bit intimidating, and I don't want you to be intimidated. So I'm going to show you a couple of colors. I'm going to show you in our Spring Pickens, Fresh Pickens eyeshadow palette. There is a color in here called Blue Violet. Unless I got blue on. Blue Violet. So I'm going to show you that, and I'm going to accentuate that color with our Denasi, how do you say that? Denasa Myrix. Okay, so I'll learn how to say that soon. With the blue in her shades. These are really cool shades, but if you look at this palette, it looks kind of intimidating. So I'm going to show you how you can use these really dark colors they look really dark in the palette, but they're not intimidating if you put them on, with the proper tools and the proper techniques. Then they're really not that intimidating. So, as you can see, I'm going to do my eyes first. I've done nothing to my face except my morning cleansing, moisturizing, and boosting process with our skincare products. So I'm hoping you can see me okay. And you can see it's sort of semi-sunny out. Yay! I like it when it's sunny. This rain really kind of gets me down, so let's hope that the sun lasts and we can keep that going. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to use an eye primer. I am going to use Urban Decay's original eye primer potion. And I use an eye primer. A lot of times I'll use our concealers. I can just use concealers. I just am choosing to do this today. There's no right or wrong, but I use an eye primer just to kind of help keep the eyeshadow in place and to keep it from creasing, right? And then also it makes the colors, the shades of the eyeshadow more vivid. So I just choose to use this one. Actually, I got it as a special gift from a friend, so I'm gonna use it. just put a little bit on the eyelid all over. Okay. And I'm doing my eyes first because when these colors, when they're powder, so when the powder falls onto my face, then it's real easy for me to clean up before I put my foundation and blush and bronzer on. Okay, so just a quick primer on the eyelids, and then let's jump in. So I'm going to use a couple different brushes. I'm going to use this large eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to use our I don't even know what this is called. Little pointy thing that does really good on the eyeline. It's just got a little point on it, and it's semi-hard, but not really hard, and it does really well underneath the eyes and on the eyeline. And then I'm going to use this small eyeshadow brush, which will then I'll use on my brow line. And what else am I going to use? I'll use our crease brush and our dome brush. Some combination of all of those to do the eyeshadow. And I want to show you, I'm going to start with a foundational shade. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to basically use 3 shades. I'm going to use this Blue Velvet, and I'm going to use this Budding Romance, and then I'm going to use this darker blue here to kind of give me a little bit of a smoky color, a smoky look on the outer corner. So pretty simple, okay? So what you doing today? Any big plans for Saturday? I am so blessed to have such a patient husband. He is waiting on me to go with him to go to Jeffersonville, which is about a 35-40 minute drive for us. And we're going to Jeffersonville across the Indiana-Kentucky state line so that we can get some Pizza King pizza. Okay, so I'm going to take this larger shadow brush and I'm just going to tap it in the shadow. Okay, and these shadows are highly pigmented, so if you don't want it really dark, then obviously you're not going to use as much. If you want it light, then put it on just lightly touch, don't do real hard, but layer it, right? So start out lighter and layer it to the intensity that you want. So I'm just going to put that all over, and I'm just tapping it in place, and I'm doing the whole lid, and then I'm going up on my brow line, because the way my eyes are shaped, that when I open my eyes, then if I don't go up on my brow line, then you're not going to be able to see the shadow. You won't see the blue, right? So this way, so you can barely see it now, right? So this way, what I do is I go a little higher on the brow line, and then that gives me more color that you can actually see. And I'm just tapping that around and putting a nice, even, kind of a base coat, if you will, on that eyelid. Okay, so that gives me a nice, even base color. All right. And then what I'm gonna do, maybe I should have done my eyebrows first. Okay, then what I'm going to do is wipe my nose because allergies are killing me. Then I am going to, who is that? Hey, Alana. Then I am going to go back in with, what am I going to go back in with? I'm going to go back in and I'm going to use this small dome brush. Where'd it go? This small dome brush. And I am going to use this darker shade right here, and I'm going to put it right here on the corner and a little bit high on the brow bone, but right here on the corner, which will then give me kind of that two-tone blue contrast. Okay, so I'm just going to take this and tap it on the top, right? Get a little bit on my brush, tap off any excess, and then I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to do it right here in this corner, here and a little bit higher on my brow bone. Okay, now when you're doing this, again, these colors can be pretty intense if you want them to be, but they don't have to be. So don't feel like you have to put them on really heavy, and don't feel like you can't tone them down either. You can always put a base color underneath that's like a white, like this Budding Romance or Sweet Dreams. They're really creamy colors, or you can tone it down as well with concealer. You can put concealer on it and tone it down, which will give you a lighter shade of blue. It's really up to you. And the reason I put the eyeshadow on first before I do the rest of my face with foundation and concealer is that I can clean up my mistakes. Because yes, I make mistakes too. Lord knows I make mistakes. So see, I'm going way up there on that brow bone with the darker shade, but I'm staying kind of in this corner. And I do that, like I said, because when I open my eyes, if I don't, then you can't see that color. I should have done my brows first, so I apologize for that, but let's do this. Tone out that dark blue with a little bit more light blue. And then let's go ahead and do my brows. And I want to do that because I want to do the Budding Romance on my brow bone, which means I need to do my brows first. Hey, Nancy. So I'm going to use our brow tamer. It's got an angled edge liner on the end, and it also has this brow spoolie. So I'm going to use that to do this brow. And then I like to use Taupe for the Best. It's one of our neutral brown shadows right here. I'm going to take this angled brush and I'm just going to do kind of like this to get the shadow on my brush. And then I'm going to draw my brows. Unfortunately, I have no brows, so I have to help them, and I will just do it like this. Now you can shape these any way you want to, and if you are fortunate to be graced with thick brows or full brows, then obviously you want to shape those so that you're not trying to go against the grain, if you will. But in my case, I might have 3 hairs. So I have an old brow tattoo that I kind of use as a guide, but that's it. And when you're doing brows, you want to use like the 3 points method, right? So see how I'm laying this here? So that's about where I want to start my brow, closest to my nose. I'll lay it out here kind of at the end of the eye. So that's about where I want to end it, right here, right? And then kind of midpoint of my eye is the highest peak of my brow. Very simple. Okay, so now, because I've already done that, now I'm going to use this really little brow brush, kind of cool, right? Very small. And I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use out of this Fresh Pickens palette, I'm going to use this, what's this called? Blending Romance. Blending Romance. And I'm going to use this brush and I'm going to put it up here, right on my brow bone to highlight. And that'll really set out, that blue contrast. Guess I could use this side of the mirror so you could see too. See, it just really kind of evens out that tone. And then I'm going to take, where is it? I'm going to take our blending brush. It's just kind of tall, but very soft and blends. And I'm just going to blend that all together so there's no harsh lines and it just kind of blends in smoothly. What do you think? A little more blending romance. I think it's actually budding romance, but I don't have my glasses on. It's really bad getting old when you... Okay. And then what I'll do is I will use concealer and I will go around my eyeshadow, my eyebrow, and clean up down here a little bit. And then I will take this pointed liner brush and I will use the lighter blue violet, put a little bit on there, okay, and then put it down here. And again, don't worry about getting it on too heavy down under your eye, because when we put our foundation and our mascara on, our concealer on, then it's going to help you smooth out the edges and cover up the heaviness. So we'll do that. Where is my blending brush? Blending brush. And I'll just kind of blend that a little bit. And then when I put my concealer on, then I'll clean that up a little bit more. But see how we tamed those colors? So there's no reason to be afraid of the darker shades in the palettes, right? Because they really, you control it. And I'm just blending this together, right? So you control it. So let me do this side. I will do concealer, and I am going to use out of my concealer palette, and this is concealer 2 and 3. So 3 is the concealer that I use to match my foundation, which is olive 2. So I'm just going to use a little bit on my concealer brush, and I will clean this eye up some. See how I'm kind of just cleaning up the edges as well? And then I'll come up here and clean up the edges around my brow. Can you guys hear my beach music in the background? I am like so pumped for the beach. Ready for summer, we'll be poolside. Okay, see how I kind of clean that up? And then I'll put my mascara on and we will be set to go. So, I am going to go ahead and jump off of here, finish up my face. I'll do the other eye with the same colors, and then I'll put the rest of my face on so that the hubs doesn't have to wait too long on me, because he's always waiting on me to get ready. So stay tuned for my beach series. I'm starting on Monday. I'll be starting a series of videos about products for summer. So stay tuned for my beach series. Get it ready, get it ready. And also, I will post a finished look when I'm done, so you can see the whole look with the mascara and the foundation and concealer, browser, blush, so it all goes together, and you'll see how these colors are awesome and it's safe to wear darker shades, and they look fabulous. So don't let them intimidate you in the palette, and have fun with them. Thank you for joining me today, Cheryl Douthit, and I certainly appreciate all your participation and your patronage, and I hope you have a fabulous, fabulous Saturday.